Hey everybody, it's day 112 on the CDT, and from the background and the clean hair and the trim neck, you can tell that I'm in town. The town is Lima, Montana, and Marty and I hiked about 5.5 miles this morning. The local motel actually has a shuttle, and they shuttled us in. We met them at 9, and we just been eating town foods and cleaning up and getting resupplied, get ready for heading out. I'm planning on heading out tomorrow. Marty sent a resupply box here, and I'll have to check with him. I don't know if it arrived. I think it was planned to arrive tomorrow, so he may be heading out after me. So we'll see what happens. I think, let's see, I'm trying to remember. I think it was Pinedale when Marty and I met back up for the first time since Pagosa Springs in Colorado. And we've hiked from Pinedale to Du Bois to to Grants Village, Old Faithful Village, like through the Yellowstone National Park to West Yellowstone, and now to Lima. So it's been probably 2 or 3 weeks maybe 2 weeks since Marty and I have been hiking together, and it's been a good time. I think he kind of helped me. I know he helped me kind of reconfigure my thinking on making sure that I'm taking care of myself on trail. Like, get a set schedule, stick to the set schedule every day, make sure the mileage you're doing is within reason. There's no reason to rush if you're going to get to a town on Sunday and your package is stuck in the post office till Monday. So spread those miles out, and that'll decrease the amount of calories each day, which means that the food you're carrying is replenishing more of what you need. They're simple principles that I knew, but I think I just needed to get reminded of them, because in the back of my head is that voice. The winter up in Glacier National Park, the winter in Glacier National Park. So you're trying to run through as quickly as possible. Even though, like, many videos, I was like, this is nuts. We're, gonna be in Wyoming in July, and I was 10 days ahead, 9 to 10 days ahead at one point. I think I'm like 3 to 4 days ahead right now of my original schedule, and part of that is the double zero in Pinedale. Circa of the Towers took an extra day. Knapsack Coal took an extra day. The Yellowstone permits added a day. I was not expecting to go into Yellowstone, but the Old Faithful Village post office closure snafu added a day. So that, like, 9-day buffer I had is kind of dwindled down to 3 or 4 days, but it's okay, because, like, weight wise I'm doing much better. Energy wise I'm doing better, and I think overall I'm in a healthier place than I was when I got finished with Colorado and the Great Basin. So that's good news. I think, like, Marty is planning on doing the Anaconda cutoff, and I am not. I'm going to stay on the CDT proper, and I think Marty and I both like hiking through and just listening to nature and being lost in our thoughts, kind of. So if I don't hike out with Marty tomorrow, it'll be all right. I'm sure he and I will likely leapfrog sometime between here meaning Lima, and Ledor, which is the next town stop. And then even after Ledor, I think he'll be on the CDT proper for a few days before he gets on the Anaconda cutoff. I got to figure out my resupply strategy, because I have Anaconda listed, but you have to do the cutoff in order to get to Anaconda. And the cutoff's about 26 miles off trail, so I would have round trip. I'd have to do about 52 extra miles, and I don't want to do that. So I'll just need to look at some towns and mileage and see what's feasible, and I'll let you folks know where I'm headed. The beginning of this last section from West Yellowstone to Lima, it had some really gradual switchbacks to begin with, and like Marty and I commented, they could have probably removed 3 or 4 of those switchbacks and it still would have been gradual. However, as we got closer to Lima, those switchbacks disappeared, and sorry, I took a shower and it's hot, so just getting some sweat out. The word from the southbounders that we passed is that the straight up and down instead of the gradual switchbacks is what we should expect for the rest of the border area, border between Idaho and Montana. So I think the hiking is going to be similar to Colorado with the amount of up and down. So like yesterday, I think we had like 5,500 feet of up over the entire day. And it was over 3 climbs. 3 climbs had the primary ascension as part of that 5,500. So Marty mentioned the section coming up after Lima is similar. So I think it'll be interesting to see how my body holds up with that much up and down. It's definitely at a lower elevation. So for the most part, we're bouncing between like 7,000 and 9,000 feet. So it's not the high elevation that Colorado has of between 11 and 13, and even getting up to 14, but 11 to 14,000 feet. But it's still up and down. So I'll just have to make sure I'm paying attention to what my body is telling me. This is, I think, kind of the first time I've gotten to sit down just for a few minutes and think about Wyoming. We meaning the hikers, CDT hikers, were taken through the Great Basin, which was just nothing but open space. The elevation wasn't super high, but it was shadeless. It was mostly, it looked like mostly pasture and grazing lands, and water sources were scarce. It was hot. Even though I got rained on a couple times because, the CDT rains on me. And we transitioned from the Great Basin into the winds, and the winds were fun. There was definitely some up and down, still at a lower elevation in Colorado, but it was absolutely beautiful. Seeing the mountains and going through the Cirque of the Towers and the knapsack coal alternates. And then we transitioned from the winds to Yellowstone National Park, and we got to see the Geyser Basin and Upper Geyser Basin. We got to see that absolutely beautiful open space, like that huge meadow that hadn't been grazed. And we got to follow the Snake River for a bit, and then head out, Summit Lake on the west side of the park. And I have to admit, Wyoming was a little bit different than I expected. I did not expect Wyoming to have as much green as it did once we got into the winds. I wasn't expecting as much rain, but again, that could be just the CDT raining on me. But we definitely got, rain that it's going to help the water sources. It helps make sure fires aren't occurring. It keeps things green. I don't think I was expecting as much of it, and I don't think I was expecting as much green as I saw. Like, I'm not talking about trees. I'm talking about the ground cover was green, like wildflowers all over the place. Even in Yellowstone, there were sections in Yellowstone where, and just before Yellowstone, where we're fording rivers and creeks, that are between ankle and thigh, like mid-thigh deep or upper thigh deep. And there's a lot of shrubs, a lot of plants, a lot of flowers. It was beautiful, unexpected, but beautiful. Trying to think if there's any loose ends or anything. I don't think so. This hike seems to be flying. I mean, it's mid-August. I think in the blink of an eye, like I think it's going to be something like in a week or just over, I'm going to jump from Lima to Ledor to whichever resupply I select, which probably is not going to be Anaconda. Original schedule was Anaconda, but you know, it'll be a different town, but in that same area. And once I hit that area, we'll move off of the border from Idaho and Montana, and we'll make that turn to the north, and we'll just head straight for a glacier, and that'll be the last couple weeks of the trip. So man, it seems like the summer has flown by. I think about all the things I've seen. I know I kind of summarized Wyoming, but New Mexico, Colorado, a lot of rain, a lot of mosquitoes, but also some amazing views, amazing sunrise and sunsets, a lot of beautiful wildflowers and scenery, a lot of beautiful lakes and water crossings and water sources. I've seen loads of animals, nothing too dangerous. And I've met quite a number of people trying to hike, you know, either north or south. So it's been a good trip so far. And in about a month it'll be finished. So I'll just have to make sure to try to keep my mind in the moment and appreciate the last month. Okay, I think that's about it. Today's shout out, I do want to give a shout out to all the postal workers. I was having a conversation with the postal worker here in Lima. I don't think I've run into any rude, discourteous, angry, upset, unhelpful postal staff. I can't remember any one of them being nothing but pleasant and helpful in answering questions and helping make sure that the packages are either delivered to us or like if we're sending stuff, you know, they're getting off to wherever they need to go, because the postal staff knows we usually have tight timelines. So shout out to the folks that are working the post office that are helping us get our resupplies or our new shoes. Like I got new shoes today in Lima, or whatever other supplies that we need. They're doing the damnedest to make sure that we get what we need. Alrighty, so I'm gonna let you all go. Everyone have a nice day. I hope, let's see, it's a couple days from the weekend, but I hope you have a nice weekend, and I will talk to you folks either tomorrow or the next day. Getting out of town, I'm gonna see how many miles I can get tomorrow and what time it is and weather and all that fun stuff, but hopefully I can get a video tomorrow and the next day and keep you folks updated. So thanks for watching the videos. Hope everyone's happy and healthy, and I will talk to you later. Bye.